In today's story, the subscriber encounters probably the scariest, most psycho vegan of all time. Enjoy the story. So the subscriber, we'll just call him John, right? John, that's a good name. I know a lot of good Johns, right? So John, he's a good guy. And then we also got this other girl, and let's call her Sarah. So Sarah, she's known as like the vegan, right? And let me just have a little disclaimer, and I've had this disclaimer in every video I've done when I've gone over like the vegan teacher or whatever, right? I have nothing against veganism. If anything, I'm kind of pro veganism. I'm not a vegan myself, but I respect the cause, right? I mean, if it's done for the right reasons, you either want to do it because you like animals or you like the planet. Like, come on, man, that's really good. But the thing is, sometimes people can go a little bit too far, right? Sometimes people can go a little bit too far, and the way that they promote their beliefs, it's just awful. And this is one of those cases. So one day, right, John and his friends are just all at lunch, at their school lunch or whatever. They're having a pretty good time, they're enjoying their lunch. They're enjoying life. Things are good. Everything is good. They're talking about their day. And they're eating their sandwiches or whatever. Sandwiches with probably a meat product. I mean, I've had some okay sandwiches that are like not meat based, but most sandwiches are going to be probably a little meat based, probably going to have something like in that. And that was the case, man. I mean, the thing is like, John's mother didn't have like 4 hours before to prepare some like super epic, non-meat based sandwich. She just took out 2 slices of bread, a slab of meat, and was like, all right, here's lunch, right? She's got a life too. Anyway, so he's just going around, he's sitting there, and then, Sarah sits down at their table. And the thing is, Sarah and, John aren't necessarily friends, and Sarah isn't necessarily friends with any of John's friends either. So it's like, it's a little weird. No one really totally knows what's going on. They're like, what's up, Sarah? Like, how's it going? I hope everything's all right. So Sarah immediately goes into this kind of rant about like why she should decided to, become vegan, because she noticed right away that they were like eating meat. And let me just say, trying to convince people to become vegan if they're not is totally fine. Like, I don't necessarily see an issue with that. Yeah, just realize you can be perceived as annoying, and it's probably not the thing you want to lead off if you just don't know the guys. Like, the thing is, John and Sarah didn't know each other. I mean, they knew of each other. They've had conversations before, but they weren't necessarily friends. And she just led off with, my top 10 reasons, right? He just doesn't care. We do not care, unlucky, right? It is what it is. But yeah, she just kind of goes off on her reasons, and John's like, all right, that's cool, I guess. Everything is fairly normal, right? It's just like a normal conversation. And, John and, Sarah, John, it's just like not really engaging with the conversation. John's friends aren't really engaging with the conversation. Like, Sarah's like saying stuff, and they're obviously not like super paying attention, which, like, unlucky. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. Like, they were having a conversation about something else, and then some rando who they don't really know comes in, like, telling them about how they should convert to this, like, diet. It kind of felt like they were trying to be sold, like, timeshares or something. He just wasn't really digging it. And Sarah, started to realize that, her tactics just simply weren't working, right? So she decides to go, and she doesn't, like, abruptly leave, but she's like, yeah, and that's my pitch. Bye, guys. Have a good day. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, bye. Like, I'll see you around, right? So everything's pretty normal, and she seems like just like a little pushy. She doesn't really seem like bad or anything. And that's until the next day rolls around. And let me just say, things got a little interesting. I don't know how else to put it besides a little interesting with the, massive quotations. You'll see. So the next day, Sarah comes in, and, John and his friends are at the lunch table doing the exact same thing they did before, right? It's just a normal day, right? And, Sarah comes back, and they're just a little bit like, okay, like this is cool, I guess. It's not like they didn't like Sarah. It's not like they necessarily liked her either, right? It's just like they just assumed right away that they were going to have a pretty standard lecture about, why they should be vegan. But let me just say that, oh my God, this was not a standard lecture. Like, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I'm just going to tell you about it. Sarah comes in the next day, and, she's sitting at the table, and she just looks at them, and she's like, guys, I wasn't totally honest with you yesterday. And at first, like, John was like, oh, maybe she's like, I don't know, maybe she's a pescatarian and eats fish, and this is a big, like, reveal for her. And he's like, okay. And she's like, I didn't tell you the true secrets of veganism. And at this point, he's like, okay, what is this Harry Potter nonsense going on right now? Okay, let's hear the true, deep, dark secrets. And she's like, I learned something. And they're all like, okay, what did you learn? And she's like, come here. And at this point, John's kind of freaking out a little bit. He's like weirded out. She's like, she's got these like wide eyes. She like has a bit of like a weird smile, and she's like, "Come here." He's like, am I about to get am I about to get shanked?" No, but he was like, this. Okay, this is like this is like a school cafeteria. But anyways, right? He just goes in. He's like, okay, like, what's up? What's up? Let's hear. And she's like, John. And John's like, yeah, what's up, Sarah? What's good? You know what I did last night? And they're all, and John's like, nope. She's like, I shoved a carrot up my ass. John is just like, ew, what the what? Sarah just goes, yeah, you heard me correctly. John's just like, turns to his friends, and Sarah had been whispering. So his friends don't know what she just said to him, and they're all just like, John, are you okay? John, do you need us to like call like the ambulance or the FBI or your mom? Like, are you okay? Like, you look really pale in the face. Like, you look like you just heard something crazy, dude. And yeah, John's like, no, I don't know if I'm okay, actually. And then Sarah's like, John. And John's like, Sarah, I don't know if I want to hear what you're going to say. She's like, it gave me superpowers, John. And the secret word of the day is carrot. So if you made it this far into the video, comment carrot down below. I'm going to be out by the time this video goes up. It's New Year's, whatever, or it's about to be. So I won't be able to heart a ton of comments, but I will be doing my best to heart as many comments to comment carrot down below. And I just want to see how many people give me that sweet, sweet, beautiful, juicy, delicious, wonderful watch time. So yeah, back to the story. And then she's like, John, you need to become vegan too. The gods told me that I should tell. And he's just like, Sarah, you're freaking me out right now. Like, what are you even saying? And she raises her voice. She's like, John, you must become vegan, and all your friends must become vegan too. The gods told me last night. And if you don't, you will be punished. At this point, John is like, oh my God, this is the most psycho, unhinged, deranged, not from this planet, crazy vegan, like every single adjective. Just like, do I need a restraining order? Do I need to come in with a stick to like, keep my distance? Do I need to come in with like I don't even know at this point, man. Do I need to like hire a personal bodyguard? Do I need to just not come to school ever again? Should I just transfer? Should I just go to like, I don't know, Bolivia and start a new life as a new guy and get a new name and like grow a mustache as well as cut my hair? I'm now going to be bald. Oh, what should my name be? Like, at this point, he didn't know what to do. And John's friends are just looking at Sarah like, Sarah, what are you talking about? Like, haha, lol, like, what? Sarah just looks at John, and she's like, John, inform your friends of the truth. And she just gets up and leaves. And as she's leaving, Sarah says, you have one day to become vegan or you'll pay the price. And John's friends are just like, hey, yo, like, what? Like, yesterday, Sarah came in and she was giving us, like, a TED Talk. She was giving us, like, a 15-page PowerPoint presentation. She was giving me, like, peer-reviewed data and citations and sources and, like, information of why we should consider being vegan. And now she's coming in and saying that we'll pay the price. And they're all just like, John, what does she mean by we'll pay the price? And John just looks at them and he's like, did you guys hear what she said, what she whispered to me? And they're all like, John, no, we didn't hear anything. And John just looked at them and he said, she said that she puts carrots up her behind and it gives her superpowers, and that if we don't become vegan, we'll pay the price, and that the gods told her that. And they're just like, they're all just like, so what do we do about this? And John's like, I don't think we do anything, guys. Like, legitimately, I think she's just trying to put on a show. I think that, like, she realized that we were kind of bored yesterday. I think she realized that, like, we just didn't care yesterday and just, like, we just weren't paying attention. I think she's just trying to do some scare tactics, and I think we just come in tomorrow doing the exact same thing, and she's probably going to try something else. She's probably going to try to, like, I don't know, plead with us or, like, cry or something, or maybe she'll try and, like, make being vegan into, like, a video game to try and, like, relate with us and be cool or something. She's just going to try something else tomorrow. Like, no way she keeps up this skit. Right, so they come in the next day, and, John and his friends are at the lunch table, right, and they're just having a normal day. And, they're just eating their normal sandwiches. I don't know, like, it is some kind of meat sandwich, probably maybe a little pastrami, little beef, little roast beef, whatever, right? And so the teacher, there's actually happens to be a teacher a little closer today. Like there's always a teacher monitoring the whole like the dining hall, right? But there's a teacher that was a little bit more in earshot today, who's just a little bit closer, and that honestly just made John feel a little bit better. He's like, okay, so she can't do anything too crazy today, right? Right, wrong. So Sarah comes in that day, and she walks down, she sits down at the table, and they're all just like, "Hi, Sarah. Like, what's up? Like, you feeling okay? Like, yesterday you had a little moment." And she's looking at them. She's like, "You did not heed my message." And then John's like, "Oh my!" In his head, he's like, "Oh my God, she's still playing the bit. Like, she's still going about it. She's still like whatever." And she's like, "I warned you guys." And looked at one of John's friends and said, "You're first." And he's like, Sarah, what do you mean by that? Sarah, like, what do you mean by this? And Sarah reaches into her backpack and pulls out a carrot and says, "You must understand the truths of veganism." And she just starts like running at him with this carrot. And at this point, right, the friend has been told, like John told the friend about what Sarah has done with the carrots, right? Maybe she's even done it with this carrot specifically. And John's friend is like, "I'm not doing this. Like, I'm out of here." That guy dashed so quickly. And then all of a sudden, right, Sarah is chasing this guy. She's straight on, full on sprinting, chasing this guy, trying to track him down with a carrot in her hand. And the teacher, who was sitting pretty close, right, was like, "Sarah, what are you doing?" And the kid's like, "She's trying to stick a carrot up my butt." And the teacher's like, "What the fuck? What? Huh?" And they're like, "Sarah, just come with me." Like, so the teacher goes in, separates them, brings Sarah to the main office with her carrot still in her hand. The kid sits down. John's like, "Bro, are you okay?" And the guy's like, "John, I don't think I'm okay. Actually, no, I'm not." John and his friends are just sitting there like, oh my God, she's actually insane. Like, oh my God, she's actually a menace to society. Should we actually unironically, right? Not ironically, unironically get a restraining order? Like, oh my God, like, oh, what? Do we come to school tomorrow? Do we tape up our family friendly, PG clean, whatever, right? Like, oh my God, like, do we tell someone about this? What do we do, right? So the principal, not the principal, but the teacher who brought Sarah in comes out and says, "Hey, you five," or whatever, it's John and his four friends, "come up with me." So they all go up to the principal's office, and, Sarah is sitting there, and the principal is sitting there, and the principal's like, "So do you want to explain your side of the story?" And they explain everything I just explained to you. And the principal says, "Well, that's exactly what Sarah explained to us." And John in his head is like, So Sarah told them that she threatened to stick a carrot up my butt and all their butts, and told the principal this. Didn't lie or anything like that. Just legitimately told the principal this. Okay, that's cool. And the principal's like, "Sarah, this is both inappropriate and aggressive towards your classmates. Like, this is unacceptable on every level. You're gonna be suspended for 3 days." And the kids are like, "All right, 3 days apiece at lunch. We can finally, we'll be safe for 3 days at least." And Sarah just has kind of like no expression, and she's like, "Okay, it is all like a will of the force," or I don't even know, dude. Like, I don't know, some kind of cringe reference. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, by the way. I'm not calling Star Wars cringe. I would never do that. I still watch it every day to this day, every waking second, but no, she said something like, "It is what it is. It is all for the greater good of whatever, sticking carrots up your rectum." I don't even know, right? So, right, John and his friends think that they're off the hook, and they're just walking back one day. And, they're walking back one day, like a couple days later. And, John and his friends are just like, "This has been a weird couple of days, right? Like, you know what? This has just been a weird couple of days. We've been like kind of on edge, and, it's this is the last day until Sarah comes back. Hopefully she's kind of like normaled out and she's not weird anymore." And so they all, they say, "You know what, we'll see each other tomorrow. Just like stick together at the table. We'll stay near the teacher. I'm pretty sure she'll intervene if Sarah even comes up to us, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty chill. We're going to have a good day." And so John and all of his friends, they all go back home. When John gets back home, he sees a package and it's labeled for him. And he's like, "Oh," because he did order something. He's like, "Oh, my package got here early." He opens it up. box is full of carrots. And he immediately calls up his friends. And his friend, when he picks up, John doesn't even have the time to say anything. His friend is like, dude, did you get a box? And John's like, yeah, I got a box. And his friend's like, dude, did you get a box full of carrots? And John's like, yeah, I got a box full of carrots. And he's like, all right, well, I guess Sarah just wants to, get detention again for the next 5 days. That's cool. So the next day they go in with their boxes of carrots. And once again, Sarah's called to the principal's office. And this time she says, it's not me. But I think she forgot that Ring cameras exist. And yeah, she got exposed. Yeah, John had a recording of her putting the carrots there, so L unlucky, right? She got suspension for another 5 days and wasn't allowed to talk to them for the rest of the year. Subscribe if you haven't already, then watch another story video, or I don't know, you're bad and I don't like you, bye.